I think the same thing happened with Chris K too. I remember him telling me that happened with him. This is an Edge Hill run right here we about to see and shit.
That's real nice, Jericho. That's real nice, Jericho. Real nice. Well played. Build me up for a rematch. Build me up for a rematch. When you know damn well that I tore my groin over the weekend. And then I'm not going to be able to wrestle. And then I'm not going to be able to wrestle it unforgiving. But maybe it's time for a reality check. Maybe it's time for a reality check, Chris. Because I don't need to get intentionally disqualified against you. In case you forgot, I'm keeping clean in the middle of this ring. 1, 3 at SummerSlam. 3 at SummerSlam. I remember SummerSlam. Triple threat match. Besides being in Toronto, your hometown, you were still completely moving right out of the building. And people there were going completely crazy bananas for me, chanting Y2J, Y2J, Y2J. I don't care if you win the popularity contest. That's cool. Because I'll just keep winning the matches. First of all, I don't think these people are puppets. I think they're Jerichoholics. And second of all, it doesn't look like you're going to be winning any matches soon, does it? With your crutches. Let me say this, I know you're hurt. I was in the ring when it happened. You were wrestling with me when you tore your groin. How badly are you really hurt? I mean, do you really need to be like this? Do you really need these crutches? I mean, how am I supposed to know if I turn my back to you right now? You wouldn't take those crutches from underneath your arms, do a little Canadian shake, and bash me right over the head with one of those bad boys. You don't. And Chris, you know me, I'm full of surprises. But not this time. And I got Nemerai to prove it. But I want you to know something. And all these people to know something. That when I'm good to go and I'm all healed up, you're the first person that I'm going to face. We need to settle this. Man on man, one-on-one. No more excuses for the Intercontinental title. You're a winner.
This like Christian coming back from TNA or something.
Yeah, I told you Jericho didn't like going out there doing that best friends bullshit, wearing them stupid ass pants and shit. I told you he didn't like that shit. He wanted to be
This is, I think, Christian's return from Impact.
He buried Jericho, bro. This whole era buried Jericho, bro. I'm telling you.
He about to whoop him with his belt. That's what they do out here.
What do you think? He's being replaced?
Nah, I'm starting. I don't know if this is him really coming back. For no impact.
Christian won the royalties. You got more things to worry about than the fucking subscriptions.
Yeah, I definitely ain't seen nothing to Gail Kim running in the WWF. I seen her on TNA. What's that? I think I seen that match.
You the song now?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You heard Nicki Minaj from the beginning.
Yo, Victoria is just too bad. The fact that Nicki Minaj even on that theme song is bugging me the fuck out, bro. Victorious?
You know what this means, right? Book a match. Book a match. Cardi B versus Nicki. You sit in the car. You sit with Nicki.
Bruh. The one that Victoria and them just came out to.
Yo, book a free pay-per-view tomorrow, bro. You know what I mean? So we host your daddy match. Yeah. What you mean? Fucking Becky Lynch think she the man? Alright? Who do you think paying for Offset right now? Oh. Yo, why I look like Cam, bro?
Why'd you look like Cam, bro?
Who was that down there? Showdown.
Oh, I gotta get rid of Scumdog Z. What the fuck?
Is that?
What the fuck?
Who that? That's Lita? That's somebody just like me?
Nah. Yeah, that's Nikki right there.
That's what I'm saying, book the match, bro. I sent that right to him, bro.
That shit got me fucked up.
Yo, is that Batista?
Nah, that's Tomko, man.
Who the fuck is Taco?
Tyson Tomko.
Why you look like Batista?
Because everybody look like Batista. That's what Vince wants. If Vince could get 42 of those guys, he would do it.
Who's the Asian chick?
That's Gail Kim's.
The one from the video?
What video?
She was in the video. At StarCast.
Yeah, she was. That's the one who interrupted. Yeah, she's like the greatest woman who ever wrestled, though. And technically, Victoria's the other one. And Victoria, I feel like, and Gail Kim, you know what I'm saying, wrestle in both companies.
Like power outfits like that. Like Dana Brooke wears that outfit. That Lita wears.
That's not Lita. Where's she Lita at? That's Victoria.
Oh, shit, I thought it was Lita. I'm about to say.
Victoria with the WWE knee right now, that's what Kelly Klein thinks she is, but she not. I don't know what it was about Victoria, bro. She had everything, son. She was sexy. She looked strong. She had broad shoulders. She could do moves. Yeah, but she also could wrestle. Everybody's better outside of the WWE if you could wrestle. The WWE don't let nobody wrestle. WWE is a place where like models and football players go to learn how to wrestle and have matches. That's what the WWE essentially is. And with all that in mind, they shouldn't be farming the indies for talent. They should be farming MTV like they did for Miz and shit. So Coral should be on there. All these like reject celebrities should wind up in the WWE and shit. And who's that? Somebody was talking to me about him earlier this week.
Is he Eddie Pass?
Who the dude from Big Brother that's wrestling?
Is he Eddie Pass?
Bram? Who's the dude that was on Big Brother? No, this is before Eddie passed.
No, I mean, it's just a year.
Nah.
You talking about Velveteen Dream?
Oh, Luke saying the Velveteen Dream. Never mind.
Go Velveteen Dream.
Yo, Luke Reigns been in movies though. That dude that's with Kurt Angle. I told you everybody looked like Tomko, bruh.
It don't make sense for wrestling.
Jesse Yotters.
Who made Hollywood pop? Before Hulk Hogan, what was it? Westerns, fucking rich aristocracy motherfuckers.
Nah, but niggas made action movies around that time too. But wrestling was already there before action movies.
Last action hero.
Yeah, it wasn't no like
There was
real.
no Rambo.
What came out?
Hulk Hogan, nigga.
Was there realistic hot action movies in the 70s besides Clint Eastwood? Because when Clint Eastwood,
It was black exploitation, all black
yeah, so black exploitation. So wait, because now you about to have me thinking black exploitation created the action film.
Of course it did. Why you were doing fucking like
Shakespeare's and Victorian time movies and shit, Gone with the Wind. Hold on.
Nowadays they turn those into zombie movies.
And nowadays
Back then, oh man. Synchronized
or he
dancing.
said her musicals.
Have you ever seen synchronized dancing movies?
Yeah, there used to be mad synchronized dancing movies and shit, yeah. Damn, dog. You trying to tell me? Nah, don't tell me black movies revolutionized film. Like,
of course they did. That's all film does now.
Damn, bro. That's about to... Nah, son. I'm about to start digging deep for Oh,
Why
God.
you? Okay, I give you point. Promise answer. Why do you think every futuristic sci-fi movie started in Newark?
I
They
don't
say
know,
Newark,
yo.
2055. Every single one.
That shit fucked me up in World War Z when I seen it was in Newark. Cause I'm like, Brad Pitt, you was not Newark, nigga. You was not in. And then Luke was like, nah, cause the homies told me that they was filming in the hood and shit. And I'm like, man, fuck out of here, bro. Ain't nothing they shot right there was in the hood, bro. None of that shit was in the hood. And Brad Pitt wouldn't have had no problems in the hood.
The first two Transformers in Newark. That's back when
Devin.
That's back when film tax credits in Newark was.
Is Devin a dude?
Shit.
Who the fuck is Devin? I know who Devin.
Is this who Vince trying to do?
I gotta see. I gotta see what Devin look like, yo. I got to see this shit. Because if Nacho made who I think he made, I'm done, son.
You made a character?
Yeah, he obviously made a character. I'm just trying to figure out which character it is. Oh man, but you and Voorhees about to be in action.
Yo, book that match, bro.
All right, I'll book the match.
Book the match, Nikki versus Cardi, bro. I'm about to put that shit together and send it out today.
Alright, I can't do it yet because this is pay-per-views in Saudi Arabia, so there ain't gonna be no women's. Alright, I'm gonna put that on Kyrie's pay-per-view, alright? Word up. And yes, Kyrie's getting a pay-per-view. Oh, it's way worse than a pay-per-view. Man, real talk, if she ever put that shit together. No, she already did one night in Paris. Yeah. Heard up. Which still works with the storyline, so I ain't gonna trip. Heard up. Randy Orton, you or no Rock. If only you were though, kid. Who the fuck? Yo, this Mr. Demon dude got downloaded in here off of Chris K gift subbing him. And he ain't been in the chat during a live stream since. Oh nah. I seen him in Chris K joint. I'm just talking about in my shit. I don't see that motherfucker nowhere, any damn where and shit. I totally feel you on that shit. Was that a good game? Really? That's facts, so. Yeah, I heard that, yo. I heard that. Yeah, I heard him say nobody gets anything different, nobody gets any edits and anything like that. And I'm over there thinking like, I distinctly remember you saying that everybody's at 90 and all this other stuff. Let's see, it's fucked up. It's facts, yo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Word up. That's what I think it is too, man. On this shit. This shit. Seen on television. What's that? Oh yeah. Word up. Nah, but we talking about still two different things though. I was talking to Kyrie about this the other day, man. She was like, I like NWO and all this other shit. I'm talking about a whole different NWO. She put it together. She was like, NWO, they don't even use a logo. So the NWO was what the name of Timmy Stream was before he changed it to BGW. And the way they had the stream set up before Big Guns Wrestling, he's Timmy Big Guns. Alright. Now I was there for the transitional part and the rebranding, you know what I'm saying? I contributed some ideas and that wound up making me a GM on the show once he turned it into BGW. But it was something that was only short-lived. As far as him doing shows, because he felt like it was too hard to do the shows the same way Chaos Trade is saying right now and shit. So he abandoned. Oh, they had the faction there as well. Yeah, pretty much. And they had Now that's where we really get into the shenanigans. DX actually got like the same way we got a Bullet Club, and we actually got like 100-something people and shit like that. And you see a lot of them coming out of the chat. DX got like 5 or 6 people, and at the time when we had the Bullet Club, when we was all just in his stream, we still had at any moment 15 out of the 30 people in the chat, and they would have about like 2 DX guys to be there the whole stream. Know what I'm saying? Jet Setter may be one of them. A DX guy will come in and out and shit. We'd have like 10 guys there though, and then like 2 guys coming in and out for us. So we'd be like still a lot deeper than a lot of these other groups. And then there was the Wolf Pack. And then once people started realizing what I was doing, which in a lot of ways is what Project Valkyrie and Wesley Wolf are doing right now. As far as, well, at this point they're just taking anybody and shit. In a very troll ass way and shit. That's what I started doing. I knew I couldn't get bigger names, so I figured I might as well go with numbers. And so I started bringing everybody in, but it wasn't just anybody and shit. It was like, it depended on who you asked for and shit. And at a certain point, they made me a mod, and I never knew that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't never a mod nowhere else before. But that right there alone got me a lot of clout, because these people really think that that's like important and shit. Like, oh shit, he's a mod. Oh god, like we can really trust him then. He must be a very trusted person in this community. We can believe him. That's because she's a mark for this stuff too. She came from the indies that I was always talking about is the Authority, because they basically, like Ryan J. Barber's stream, like the reason why I was in Timmy's more, I was in Ryan J. Barber's first, but I realized that there was no freedom for creativity whatsoever in that one. So I left to go look for other ones. When I left to go look for other ones, the other ones that I found wound up becoming the ones that got recruited into the stream team about a year later. Now, the way they get recruited into the stream team is about a year later, I'm already Timmy's mod. He's alright with me. He still don't go to nobody's stream the same way. You don't see none of these big streamers or big-headed WWE streamers going to nobody's stream. But there was like this 1 week, I kid you not, it was this 1 week where like it was like I went to, it's like I was always on Twitch the same way I'm all over the shit right now. I was just in different places. But this 1 week, it was like every wrestling stream I was in, Timmy popped up in the stream and shit. And one of them, a dude named Don and shit, is the one that I know Call of Duty from. It's the one that I also know this dude Frost from. And I think you might have been in a party with Weenie. Or if you hear about Weenie, I know Weenie from this too and shit. But Don's universe, Don's shit was cool. His stream was dope, right? It was like it was like mine in terms of you had a lot of freedom. You didn't have no cause, but you could get like, since you didn't have no cause, anything you wanted to do with Cole Quinn, you know, like you'd loved it and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, you'd love that shit. Alright, when I'm mentioning Don, because Don was the only one of these streamers that didn't know Timmy, you know, from, you know, being in passing in the past, you know, on Twitch before. Not that they had a relationship or anything, but just in passing. Don was the only one who didn't know Timmy. He's the only one who was like, oh well, you know, we don't know you, bro, so, you know, like you know, I'm not gonna, you know, it's great that you're a streamer and stuff, but, you know, we don't know you. So he's like the only one who didn't suck his dick, right? Ironically, about 3 weeks later, when his team gets announced and shit, Don's like the only one of these dudes who's not on the team. Now Don's boy Cal, who still streams, who's another guy who's coming to this whole thing or whatever. Cal and Don are like best friends or some shit like that. because before there was ever any team or ever any concept of team, when everybody was just flat out working by themselves, for themselves, with their own community, Don and Cal used to always work together. Cal was in Don's universe, and so was his wrestler. And Don was in Cal's universe, and so was his wrestler. And I think Cal would wrestle in Don's shit. That's why Call of Duty picked. There's a point in our stream where Call of Duty had Cal. All right, this is why, because Call of Duty has wrestled Cal when we were the Aces and Eights. You feel what I'm saying? And Call of Duty's a troll. Yes. And because in Don's universe, we were the Aces and Eights. And the way the storyline happened in Don's universe, because everything's always cool. Don will give you the outfits and shit. He'll give you the theme music and shit. And as far as influence on what I'm providing in terms of content, Don's probably actually influenced what I've put out here in terms of, has there ever been anything that looked like this? Yeah, it's probably Don. But as far as like the rest of these guys and shit, and Don's coming to stream, throw him hella bitch, say very complimentary things and all that shit. Call of Duty trolled the motherfucker right there when he was in the stream. Alright, so it's like Don ain't never had an issue with us with none of this shit. Don quit and everything, caused a mutiny of his own viewers and shit. Motherfuckers seceded. Like, this shit has happened in more places than my shit, and that one ain't even have nothing to do with me. But my point being is that, like, you know, Frost knows about that right there. He was there for all of that. That was when Frost first started streaming, when Don quit. And so when I be telling people like, oh, well, nah, I know this motherfucker Frost, it's because when me and Call of Duty was in Don's universe, Frost almost joined Aces and Eights. So it's like like all this shit's funny to me because it's still, yeah. He, like, when we had the Aces and Eights, I was Sid. There's a couple people who still watch Frost, and they watch Cal for sure. That was in the group. And as far as new members, Frost is about to join the group. I cut one promo on him. I'm the one recruiting him. As soon as he started talking about he wanted to fight for the world title, I cut one promo and I said like one line about him inside the promo. He decided not to join the group, right? Call of Duty winds up deciding to join the group. I had no, like, we weren't even cool with Call of Duty. We didn't talk to him, none of that shit, right? It was me, I had Sid. There's one dude who knows Don who had Undertaker, and some other dude barely showed up who had Diesel. It's gonna be important that he barely shows up a little bit later. Now the way this shit is about to play out is Undertaker. We had a free bird rule, but we knew to always have Undertaker in the match for the tag titles. You feel what I'm saying? That was the whole reason why we made the group, was to make it around Undertaker. But me and Undertaker made the group together, so I did all the recruiting. He basically sold our gimmick. It was the perfect way to go. So Diesel was our hired. It was just me and Undertaker. Diesel was our hired guy. We got Phase Salad. Phase still goes up in Frost. He don't come up in my shit no more, cause I'm like on some controversial shit. I'm on some wild shit. Phase don't like that shit about me, but he ain't gonna tell me. So it is what it is. But Phase had James Storm. So James Storm also helped sell this gimmick. So that's what it was. And we had the free bird rule and the tag titles. Now my dude Psycho Sid was technically a jobber. He was like whack in ring, but when it came down to the Discord and in the chat room, I was killing him. I was actually cutting paragraph long promos. I put the picture up there with that shit. I got a couple of Psycho Sid tweets and shit because I was doing so much of this shit or whatever. And so what wound up happening was I started cutting promos saying, you know, I did some Sid research, saying I was the master of the universe, and you know, I think the Universal Championship was like about to come out or some shit. I can't really remember, but I parlayed this shit into saying that basically I beat one world champion the day before he became the world champion. It was Braun Strowman, and I beat the other world champion the day before he became the world champion. It was It was Baron Corbin, and I'm the real world champion, and that's why we as a tag team, I got 2 championships. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like trying to sell these tag titles like I got 2 world titles, like they the undisputed belts on Jericho and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it was pissing him off, and I'm guessing that Don liked it because I basically talked my way into getting like a main event. And at the same time, I don't know what Call of Duty had did, but he had Gargano, and Gargano won a shot to fight for the world title like legitimately. And so I told Don, I'm bringing in a new member, and the Undertaker don't know about it. And Don never told me that the Undertaker was about to turn on us. But the next pay-per-view, when we had to defend our tag titles, first, because see, Don had the OBS, so he could do some stuff. And it wasn't until a while that I figured out that he was even doing that shit. Like, cause I was just watching shit, so I'm trying to figure. I'm like, oh, he's doing it off of PlayStation. I'm like, all right. So first, Undertaker attacked Sid backstage, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay. Then there was some shit like Undertaker attacked James Storm or some shit like that. And so James Storm had to defend tag titles by himself. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I get that I'm beat up in the back and can't wrestle somehow. And so I can't come out there, even though I know I got a match later on in the main event. I still can't come out there and fill in for Undertaker. I get that we had issues with Undertaker creatively, because in the very beginning he told me he wanted to do Ministry of Darkness, and I said to him then, I was like, I don't think Ministry would work. I was like, it would work with me, and I don't care, I'll do it. But I don't think we're going to be able to get new guys to join, because ain't nobody trying to like get their guy changed to being, oh, I want to be John Cena, but make me like Midian. Like, nobody wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't have too many options around here. The guy Frost had Dolph Ziggler, bro. We was about to recruit Dolph Ziggler. The only reason it would have worked is because it's a motorcycle gang. So once you put the damn shit on, everybody looks cool in it, you know? But long story short, Undertaker attacked, took us both off the board. So I'm sitting there like, well, Diesel from the start was always our enforcer. It wasn't like he was just a third member. He was literally the enforcer of the tag, and we were a tag team, and we had an enforcer. And that's what was the thing about our shit. We was all big. It wasn't until we got James Storm that it was looking like a group. So nobody still knew that Call of Duty wanted to join except for Don. So long story short, Diesel never showed up to the stream. So I guess that's why he never used Diesel to help out James Storm when he fought in a handicap match and defended our tag titles and lost them in a handicap match. And then in the main event, I think once I told him that Johnny Gargano was gonna join the triple threat match, it was explained to me that Psycho Sid was taken out completely by Undertaker earlier that night. And I'm like, so I'm not even gonna be in the main event? Like, I'm not even gonna be like in the match? Like, and so I kinda checked out right there. And Call of Duty was kinda upset too, because my whole thing was, as Psycho Sid, I was gonna basically like, I don't care, like I want Sid to be basically like Shawn and Sid with whoever the fuck, I don't give a fuck. So if I could have did that with Gargano, like if I'd have won the belt from the triple threat, I'd have gave it to Call of Duty's Gargano, just so I could come out with him every time and still could proclaim to be the world champion and not be the world champion. Because that's what I know what I'm good at. I could talk shit, so why wouldn't I do that for? But that's what happened with that group, and that's why he wants to bring it together, because the match never happened the way it was supposed to. If Undertaker would have never left the group, or if he wasn't, because remember I said the guy who had Undertaker was his boy. If he would have told the story in a different way, Undertaker technically should have got jumped out of the group. That's what the Aces and Eights do to guys, right? Just saying. And Don already knew we had a new member. So after that, I had to scramble and shit. I'm like, oh, so wait, now we got to figure out a new leader. I'm like, I'm about to change my guy. I'm like, you think I should be Brett or Austin or Sting or who the fuck you think they could sell this shit? Because AJ was taken, Finn Balor was taken and shit. I'm like, Samoa Joe ain't gonna look right as leader of the Aces and Eights, really. I don't think. Or I think he was taken. So I think I wanted to switch into Stone Cold. I pulled out the buggy. Johnny Gargano joined, but I don't think he even won the world title that night. Or he did win it or some shit like that, but then he lost it like the next night or some shit like that. It was just whack after that, bro. But the original question about the NWO is that there is an NWO. They ain't deep. DX is deeper. And the black and white part of the NWO was Timmy and DX, actually. And the red and black was like 2 or 3 guys that were actually cool in the chat. But when all this shit started happening between Timmy and us, once I started streaming, they stopped showing up. One of them still like on my friends list on PlayStation, the only dude from the Wolfpack that was cool, but they aren't even like, like how Project Valkyrie's got this shit orchestrated, like literally Kingslayer. The Wolves of Valhalla could probably take out DX. Seriously. This is what we've cultivated. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like the Wolves, like the mob. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, we've cultivated like subgroups that aren't even official subgroups that I know would take out the factions that we used to have to deal with. Because these motherfuckers are soft as hell. Their first instinct is to ban. They have no wittiness. When I was recruiting dudes in Timmy's stream, I would be, you know how I do the /me thing and it's all looking RP-ish and shit. I was like the only person in there doing that. I was recruiting motherfuckers. Cold Army, when he come up in the chat and he all hyped, that's what got him recruited in the Bullet Club, because he always do that no matter where he go and shit. So I thought he was a cool ass dude, but he had Hawk. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't even going for like, oh, I want to make sure I get Adam Cole, because it's like, nah, if you got Adam Cole, you be sucking dick for championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you. I'd rather have Hawk in the Bullet Club, because he's already a call, and if the dude shows up for 2 weeks, Timmy's gonna put some Bullet Club shit on him. It's gonna make our shit look even more dominant. Like, you feel what I'm saying now? Like, cause I'm like, yo, if we got like 40 calls in here and they all wearing Bullet Club, like, not only is they over, we over. We gonna kill this shit. But that backstage politics, them 4 or 5 guys in DX, because they was in the stream longer than us and shit. And this is why Jet Setter says he saw the landscape and he knew what to do. You know what I'm saying? So he straight up said it, so I can't even be mad at him. Now if he was fronting and shit, I could be mad at him a little bit. But Jet Setter got the most hours in my stream. Like, literally, Kingslayer, when this shit was going down, bro, I would have never, ever thought I would be able to say Jet Setter got 1,500 hours in my stream, bro, for real. Like, he was DX's, like, sergeant at arms, for real, bro. It was D-Nice. YouTuber William was their leader. Timmy enables him. He kisses Timmy's ass. He's like in Timmy's stream when Timmy's not streaming. Like lurking in the chat and shit, no shade, because when you're lurking in the chat, our hours actually count for something, A, and B, you're not like lurking in the chat waiting for anybody to come in and say something at a moment's notice, like negative, so you can immediately ban them just in case and show me that you're a great Boy Scout, because that's the type of shit that he does. And so YouTuber William, he does all the, the way like he does in Timmy's stream, he's a very great mod. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Without telling everybody, I think he only told Timmy this to confirm it, but he literally writes down the results of every fucking match that happens there. And he doesn't tell nobody this shit, but it's like whenever Timmy asks him for what happened, da 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 da, he always has it on deck. So either he's completely full of shit and very consistent with it, or I'm willing to believe his weird ratty ass actually writes every single match down, keeps his secret from everybody so he can make sure, you know, he don't tell everybody the record. It's way hard to keep up digitally and shit and update. He'd be the only, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know what time it is, but he a politic. He's the backstage politicker. He is the king of it. It literally went from before I was a mod that I would be like feeling like this is what's happening to me, to once I was a mod, he would be sending me like the gloaty things that he would be doing, and it's working on other people. He would send me like, and I'm like, yeah, bro, but we not cool, right? And he would still keep doing it and shit. Like, I guess he was like trying to really brag with me, because I guess he felt like once I became a mod, he could kind of, you know how that shit is. And so he would send me shit like whenever I actually had an opportunity, because it was like, you know, no matter how high I moved up the scale, and this was something that I did like about the stream, it's like I told you, Timmy completely enabled him. I built basically this whole Bullet Club to troll him and take down his little 4 or 5 person monarchy that he wanted to set up in the stream and shit. And I think Timmy kind of got a kick out of that, because Timmy wouldn't like necessarily time me out or nothing, because I'd call dude on all his bullshit all the time or whatever. And it would get to a point where dude in the stream, it would be like he would think like we were colleagues, you know, like we worked together or something, and you know, we got employees. You feel what I'm saying? Like it really felt like that's what it was like there. And I took it seriously as well, in the regard that I looked at it at that point like, I'm a mod now and I'm the leader of Bullet Club, and although Bullet Club represents more viewers than anybody else at this table, I know we have just as many delegates at this table as every other faction. So whereas the Wolfpack's got 1 in a possible, DX has always got 2 on standby, and optionals are always welcome, right? Me and 2 Belts are like the only ones there. And in the beginning, like, I didn't even know 2 Belts. I didn't even really speak to 2 Belts until I started streaming and shit, and because I didn't have a PlayStation until I started streaming. But when 2 Belts joined the group, it was like real cool, man, because that was kind of early on, but a lot of people had joined early on. Casey joined the group like twice. When he first joined, it was Kenny Omega. I remember that. But all that was essentially in his shit. Only thing I did once I started streaming was I basically made it so like any faction that I made in any one of these streams was always considered under the same umbrella to me. So now we can make it official. They all under the same umbrella. So the Aces and H rule was enacted, and that's what got technically FaZe and Call of Duty. Good brother 2K, because he was like the only guy I ever could never team up with in Ryan J. Barber's stream, and it was like we was telling Ryan J. Barber this whole time, and this is why Nacho to this day fucking hates this dude. It's like me, I had Samoa Joe, good brother 2K had Finn Balor. We're like, you don't use neither one of us properly, can we team up and just dominate the tag team division? Dude's like, no. It's like, that never happened. It's like, we only do real stuff. And it's like, he was trying to do like his best rendition of what just happened on Raw last night. It wasn't even like what should happen on Raw next week. It was like, all right, well, you know, the Revival were fighting these guys and these guys. So on Raw tonight, we'll have a 6-man tag with the Revival plus Baron Corbin against. It's like, come on, bro. Like, if we wanted to watch Raw, we be watching Raw every Monday night. So me and basically, yeah, it wasn't even like no outfits. And in his stream, the one thing I am like in his stream, the only things that I think that I could do to change the dichotomy is he had like mad rules and shit. So it's like, I think if you were a sub or had a certain amount of coins, you can have an old school wrestler, but his old school wrestlers, like my Xbox stream, he won't run the old school show but once a fucking blue moon and shit. So I had Kevin Nash, even though I had Samoa Joe, and I couldn't get nothing cool done with Samoa Joe at the time. And so the one thing that I did that was cool was I was the first person to cash in to bring a legend onto Raw or SmackDown, and I brought him onto Raw, and then a few months later I brought him on to SmackDown. And when it was me and Good Brother 2K, we was trying to team up Joe and Finn like the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and it was like, this is how I know dudes wasn't watching shit, because like at certain points I remember different things. I remember he hadn't seen the Dusty Rhodes Classic. He never saw Finn and Joe team up. The thing he told us, that's where it didn't happen in the WWE came from. Because once everybody in the chat was like, no, it happened in NXT at the Dusty Rhodes Classic. He was like, well, that's NXT. It didn't happen in the WWE. And then from then on, because I think I was like watching it on the phone and on like the house phone with Nacho and some shit like that. And Nacho might have been watching it or not, but Nacho heard that shit. I mean, that shit ain't never died yet. It didn't happen in the WWE. We like, oh my God, like, do you watch wrestling? Like, bruh. Yeah, but my Good Brother 2K was cool. The only time in that stream I thought we was gonna really be able to team up was heading into Survivor Series time. I strategically brought Kevin Nash onto Raw and shit. Joe was already on Raw. Finn was already on Raw. And so and he was the Raw team captain against a chick that's in there who was like the GM team captain of SmackDown or some shit like that. And this same pay-per-view, it was a Survivor Series pay-per-view, a very significant moment on Twitch happens with Chubbs and shit. This is why Chubbs fucks with me and shit, right? But oh man, I was setting it up for weeks, man. I was like dropping hints. I'm like, oh, pick Nash and Joe and Finn, and it don't even matter who you got for the fourth guy. We gonna dominate SmackDown. We gonna kill him. We gonna crush him. Right? Motherfuckers is like in the chat starting to get attached to the idea. It was starting to grow on them and shit, right? Real evil and shit to do. Man, real hell for all to do. Because I think Nash's rating is higher than everybody else's the way he's got his shit set up. You know what I'm saying? He'll drop a motherfucker rating, I think, at the time. But I think he wound up picking like a whole bunch of people. Didn't pick Joe, didn't pick Nash, did pick Finn. Oh, bruh. We sitting there watching this shit, and I'm sitting over there, bruh, nobody's tagging Finn in. I'm watching guy after guy after guy get beat. Finn's like the last guy in. I think he eliminated, I think it was at that point a 3-on-1. He eliminated 2 dudes and got taken out by the last dude, bro. So we was, we was up in there like, man, Finn would have did this all if he had a partner or two. You know what I'm saying? Me Good Brother 2K, we was up in there trying to feel good and shit. But the thing that happened with Chubbs was there was also a women's tag team match, and she had Nia Jax. Bruh, you would have thought that she was actually Nia Jax the way this shit happened in the chat room, man. Girl could hoop to work that shit, bruh. I seen it. I respect Hoops to this day for this shit. But it was something that happened where I believe Hoops got pinned. I think Nia Jax was like the last person left on the team. And then Nia Jax just got eliminated, right? And so like, because she was the last person on the team, and because I believe Hoops is the one who said something in the chat, the whole chat just immediately started fat shaming Nia Jax, turning on Chubbs, being real mean and toxic to her and shit like that. and blaming her. They put all the blame for the whole Survivor Series of not just the women losing. I mean, like, they put the blame of the whole Raw losing on Chubbs, and dude's just like sitting there like I don't want to say like allowing it, but like he definitely won't stopping it. He won't deterring it. I'm not about to say he was feeding into it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not going. You know, it might have been a little gas involved there, but what it was that I was always the maverick in that shit. So in that point in time, I said a couple of things, and I was like the only person saying something because Hoop's a mod. He over here allowing this shit. All the rest of the mods are a bunch of 12-year-old dicks and shit, and they're always been dicks and shit. MMPR's up in there. Say that? Oh, hell yeah.
That's your boy Henny Omega on the music. That's your boy Henny Omega with the win. Make sure y'all check out his stream closed out. I didn't set this up. I just hit the matchup. I just hit the shuffle on the playlist. And of course, the universe did the rest. It's probably a light path.
What? Lil Johnny duct tape? Yo, what the hell is happening here? Hey, I see it. Oh, y'all Nacho must have been talking to y'all about this or something, about abilities and all this shit. He doing it right, man. Hell yeah. Word up, man. Well, I'm yeah. Yeah, Jaijin. That's a fact, Jack.